doing great. How you doing?
You guys had such a great year on defense last year. How do you improve upon what you did? I mean, what areas do you think could use a little sharpening?
Really, I mean, I think everything. Even though we statistically, done well. We don't rest on those. We want to come back out and duplicate that and make it that much better. Play that much better as a defense.
You said it's just a different mindset, a different mentality than a year ago. Having gone through what you guys went through last year and winning as many games as you did.
I do. I certainly, you can see it out there. I mean, last year, coming into training camp, I mean, we were just as eager to go and take on the season, not knowing, what was ahead of us and knowing the outcome. And I feel like, we back here with that same mentality, that same mode. We are here working just as hard as we were last year to be even better.
At least publicly, nationally, whatever, the expectation level has been raised significantly from a year ago. People are expecting good things from you guys. Is it inside the room? Is it that way too?
Of course. I mean, we always. We've always expected, a lot of ourselves, a lot of his team, and to do well, it took a while to finally get there, but it does no good to just get there once and then, and not let it happen again. So, our main focus is just coming out each day and preparing the best we can that day, and just doing that day by day, and we'll see, where we are the first at the end of training camp.
A year ago at this time, going into camp, one of the things we were going to work on was rushing the passer.
Yeah.
And it didn't seem that you did that much of it last season. Did that surprise you? And what do you think the role is going to be for you this season?
No, honestly, my role last year changed a lot. I covered a lot more than I pass rush, but I got the opportunity to pass rush some, and that's certainly one of those things that, again, this year, I want to continue to work on and get better at, and for me, it's just it's about going out there and just being the best I can be at all times. Giving my teammates all I got.
Do you think you're going to do a lot of the coverage again, covering the tight end like you did last season?
I'm sure I'm sure when it's called for, I will. Like I said, I'm a team player, so whatever the defense coach calls, then I'm gonna play it the best I know how.
What kind of grade would you give yourself as far as covering tight ends last year?
I really don't know. Like I said, I done well. I done okay, but I know I can do better. So I'm always my worst critic. So I'm not gonna say I done great, and live with that. I can say, I can always be better.
Are you taking a peek at the tight ends that you guys are going to be taking on this year?
The only game I really have focused on, not really focused on, but I know firsthand is Green Bay. I know they got Jermichael Finley, and I know he's a good tight end, but really, I think we had two of the best tight ends in the league, and so every day for me, I really don't get caught up into what teams other than watching them and reading routes and stuff like that. But I figure if I can cover our guys or cover them pretty well, then that shouldn't be a tight end in the league that I shouldn't be able to cover. So I just try to work on covering those guys when I have the opportunity to do that. Delaney and Vernon.
Spent about 20 minutes yesterday in practice with James Tomsula and the defensive lineman, and you were talking a lot. Were you talking about blitzing or pass rushing, what kind of things?
Well, really, the first handover was just me really just just taking about 10 minutes each day to work on my pass rushing. That's the only way you're gonna get better is to consistently do it and to where it just becomes second nature in what you want to do, and then. The other part of it is just understanding more and more about when the defensive line is when they're making their calls. So a lot of times, they make their call and they run the stunts off what they see. So I just like knowing that when I hear a call, like what's going on. I just like understanding what's going on at all times. So.
What have you seen from Alvin in terms of his development towards being a three-down linebacker as opposed to last year?
Yeah, he's certainly he's learned it. Last year, he just came in on third down, but this year, he's been put into the starting role and asking to fulfill a big job, and I'm sure he's gonna get it done. I mean, each day is a work in progress for him, and he's gonna get it.
Do you do any extra work on the field during the off season, even off the field, talking to the guys with Vernon and Delaney, as far as honing your skills?
No, really. I just every day in practice, during OTAs and even now, even yesterday, I'm always asking them, what made them do this, or why'd you do this, or even the coaches. I mean, you can ask the coaches, offensive coaches. I'm always trying to pick their brain, all right, coach, so I know you said this, but he didn't do this. Like, what made him do that, and so they have what they do and why they do it, and them guys, I mean, they're getting pretty advanced.
Has it been easy being the leader for the rest of the linebackers? Has it been being the leadership?
Man, honestly, man, we got a great group of guys in that linebacker room, and it's been a pleasure to lead those guys, and really, we all lead together. We all depend on one another. They don't just look at me as the guy to always be the first one to initiate. We know what we expect out of one another, so it just comes second nature into what we need to do. When we step out there, even if I'm not the first one to go, the first person knows that when he goes, like, you got to go, and do it right. So, and that's just indicative to what we believe in our linebacker room.
You're saying that offense is getting pretty advanced. Is it a lot more advanced than it was a year ago?
I'm sure it is. I mean, I thought last year, it was pretty advanced. I just mean from the standpoint and what they're reading and what they're doing and how they're seeing what they see and whatnot. And then really for me, me just learning what they're thinking is so much more advanced than I once knew. It's that part of your game where they say, as you start to get older, the best players when you get older may not always be the fastest, but they have the most knowledge. They're the smartest. So I think I'm starting to understand more now. Because maybe I'm not as fast or not as quick. Or whatever it may be. But I still feel as good as I once did. But one of the things I take pride in most is my knowledge, that I'm always trying to understand more and more and more, that I just don't say, I come out and play and I don't ask questions. I probably ask more questions now than I ever have. And so I figure as long as I continue to do that, then I'm going to stay hungry and wanting to know how to be a better player in this game. So.
You think more guys in your prime now where you're still physically there and yet you learn that the mental part is coming?
Oh, most definitely, man. I feel fabulous. I mean, I do. I feel good. I feel faster than ever. I feel quick. I feel like I can still get up and go. Feel good when I wake up in the morning time. So yeah, I feel good. And then on top of that, just understanding it more. That's probably the thing that drives me the most, is that my athletic ability is still there, but the mental side of it, I'm starting to understand more. And I feel like the more I understand that, the more that it's going to catch up with my body. And once those two finally catch up with each other, then we might have something serious. So.
What year does that intersect?
You know what? I don't know. It's one of the things I guess they say. I mean, you like a married man, so they say you know when you know. So hopefully that be the case. Right now, I'm still going after it. So.